If you've ever changed jobs, there's a good chance you have an old 401k sitting somewhere, quietly doing its thing or not doing much at all. And sooner or later, the question comes up, should I roll this over, leave it alone, or cash it out? This is one of those decisions that feels small in the moment, but can have a big impact over time. So let's slow it down and walk you through your options clearly, without pressure or jargon. First, let's talk about what happens if you do nothing. If you leave your 401k with a former employer, your money usually stays invested. That can be perfectly fine. The plan doesn't disappear just because you left the company. In fact, some employer plans offer low-cost institutional funds, solid oversight, or strong investment options, which means staying put can be a smart move depending on the plan's quality. But there are trade-offs. You don't control the investment menu, the fees may be higher than you realize, and it's easy to forget about old accounts as life gets busy. I've seen people show up years later with 3 or 4 old 401ks scattered around, all invested differently, all charging different fees, and none of it tied together with a clear plan. Leaving it behind isn't wrong, but it is passive, and passive decisions tend to compound just like money does. Now, let's talk about rolling your old 401k into an IRA. This is the most common option, and for many people, it makes sense. A rollover IRA usually gives you more investment choices, more flexibility, and clearer control over your money. You're no longer limited to the employer's menu. You can design the investments around your goals, your timeline, and your risk tolerance. Another benefit is simplicity. One consolidated account is easier to manage, easier to monitor, and easier to rebalance. That clarity alone can be worth a lot over the years. But this option isn't automatically better for everyone. Some employer plans have very low fees or access to institutional investments that are hard to beat. And if you plan to retire early or need certain legal protections, that might influence the decision too. This isn't about finding the best option, it's about finding the right one for you. Your third option is rolling your old 401k into your new employer's plan. This can be a good middle ground. You keep everything under one roof, continue contributing through payroll, and maintain the protections that employer plans offer. The downside, you're still limited by that plan's investment options and rules. Some plans are excellent, some are just okay, and some are expensive without being obvious about it. It's worth reviewing the plan before assuming this is the easiest or smartest choice. Now, let's talk about the option that causes the most damage, cashing out. Yes, you can cash out an old 401k, and for most people, it's the worst move on the list. If you're under age 59 and a half, you'll usually owe income taxes plus a 10% penalty. A big chunk of your retirement savings disappears immediately. But the real cost isn't just the taxes and penalties. It's the decades of compounding growth that money never gets the chance to earn. I've never met anyone who looked back and said, I'm really glad I cashed out my 401k. I've met plenty of people who wish they hadn't. Are there rare situations where cashing out may be unavoidable, like a true financial emergency or a very small balance? Yes, but for the vast majority of people, it's the most expensive option and the hardest one to undo. Now, let's cover the most important part, taxes and mistakes. A proper rollover should be done as a direct rollover, where the money moves from one account to another without passing through your hands. If the check is made out to you instead of the new custodian, things get complicated really fast. Withholding kicks in, deadlines matter, and one misstep can turn a rollover into a taxable event. This is one of those moments where slowing down and getting it right can save you thousands. So how do you decide? Start by asking 3 simple questions. Where is my money easiest to manage? What option gives me the most clarity and control? And which choice supports my long-term retirement plan and not just today's convenience? There's no prize for complexity. Retirement works best when it's organized, intentional, and boring in the best possible way. Here's the bottom line. An old 401k isn't something to panic about, but it's not something to ignore either. Rolling it over may simplify your life, reduce fees, and help your money work more intentionally for you, but only if it's done thoughtfully. If this helped you think more clearly about your options, subscribe for more straightforward guidance like this. My goal is to help you make confident decisions with your money without the stress, the hype, or the fine print surprises. And if you have no 401k sitting somewhere right now, take this as your nudge to look at it. Your future self will thank you.